I spent all day looking at maggots.
Oh, yes. You have regaled me with your tale of being in a laboratory and stirring jam, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we do all kinds of fun things. I make jam. I feed the jam to flies. Flies lay eggs on the jam, and then I scoop the maggots out of the jam. And I put the maggots in fresh, well, it's not really jam, but it's kind of like jam, into fresh food trays, and then they do their thing and turn into flies. The whole glorious cycle repeats. It's the circle of life, and it disgusts us all.
It's super gross, as you have
It's super gross.
told me on multiple occasions. And I'm like, yes,
so-
I get it. It's super gross.
The worst part of it, though, is have you ever heard of the Tetris Effect?
I've heard of Tetris. I mean, does it involve tetramonos?
It is related to Tetris. So I don't know if you've ever experienced it. I get it a lot. The Tetris Effect, it's like a psychological thing that they started noticing, I think, in the 80s around Tetris. The Tetris Effect is kind of the psychological thing where if you do something a lot, you kind of like see it playing out like when you close your eyes. So it was this thing that people would start noticing is they'd like play Tetris for like 8 hours and like if you close your eyes, you can still see like Tetris blocks falling. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but I experienced it a lot.
I mean, you have dreams, right? That take fragments of whatever you've experienced, and it kind of, recombines
No,
that.
it's like a waking thing. It's like if you had been like editing for a couple of hours and you like closed your eyes, but you could still see the editing program open, like even with your eyes closed.
I don't think I've ever had that kind of thing.
I get it a lot, and I've now started to get it with maggots. So like I'll close my eyes and there'll just be maggots crawling around.
You just see maggots everywhere.
Yeah, it used to be great. Like you'd be playing Zelda, right? And you'd close your eyes and you'd just be in some serene, like Hylian forest. And now, maggots.
You're almost like part of Reddit, basically.
I am one with the Reddit.
I, on the other hand, have not gotten into Reddit. Like, I tried to.
Which is for the best. Don't.
Yeah, I've heard that it kind of consumes your life.
It's a black hole, and once you start going there, you'll never escape. Like, it's a great website, and I really enjoy it, but, like, it is inescapable, because once you start going on Reddit, you just never go on any other website ever again. I go on Reddit and YouTube and Netflix, and that's it. Those are the 3 websites that I go to. Because I play a lot of video games, but I don't go to their forums or anything. I just go to their subreddits, and I get all my news from, like, various subreddits.
Interesting.
And, like, all of my television discussion, like, everything is on Reddit. So I just don't go anywhere else. And the only thing that's not on Reddit is YouTube videos and Netflix.
Right. I think I'd like to get more involved with Reddit.
Don't. Seriously. To all you kids out there, listen. If you or someone you know is currently taking Reddit, talk to someone. Talk to your parents. Talk to your pastor. Talk to your rabbi.
Yeah, just go to r/everyone.
Stop it.
r/places.
Get some help. Get off Reddit. It's a terrible bad habit.
r/rehab. That's the one you should go to.
Is there actually a Reddit rehabilitation subreddit? I wouldn't be surprised because there is a subreddit for everything. What is on Reddit/rehab? Let's find out.
Oh, good. We're going through the Reddit rabbit hole.
So r/rehab is literally just about like actual rehab,
Oh,
not like Reddit rehab.
it's not meta. All right.
Yeah.
What if there is
That's
a
depressing.
r/Reddit rehab?
That would be the most like counterproductive subreddit of all time. Oh yeah, you want to kick your Reddit habit? Come on down to Reddit.
What else do you expect from the internet other than like meta memes?
So Reddit rehab is a subreddit,
Oh,
but
really?
it's like dead. There's 4 posts here.
So it is actually.
It's a thing, and it's actually about like kicking Reddit.
Wow. Yeah, I guess there
It has
is.
4 points. None of them has over like 5 updates.
And it's been a community for 6 years.
Well, I guess the people who founded it left.
I guess so, yeah. So in some regard, you might say that it actually worked.
Yeah, it's a successful subreddit.
My gosh.
Fantastic. You could type pretty much any like collection of letters after the r/ and you would find something.
It's like domain names. Like
Yeah.
how in the early days people were just snagging all of the alphabets.
Yeah, most of the good websites have been taken.
So it's really hard to get like a one letter, you just forget about it. Like you can't get like a.com, like that was snagged right away. It is just hard to get like 5 letter, or it used to be, because now they have a whole bunch of different extensions. It used to just be like .com, .org, and .net, and now it's branched out into, you can get .co or .ninja if you wanted for some reason. I'm sure they have like .mango.
.mango? Again, wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing.
Yeah, like for this podcast, I kind of wanted to get .fm, so it could be something like ZT, I guess? ZT.fm? I don't know if that's taken, actually.
I mean, I want to make sure we're not accidentally using an acronym that's being used for something else and possibly something weird, strange that we don't want to be associated with.
Possibly something that's offensive in some cultures that we don't know. Don't worry about it. I mean, they're probably not on the internet anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily want this to be offensive to anyone. Although we did lead off by saying that I think it's like the 5th or 6th largest website in the world sucked and that people should leave it. So that's a good way to start. Dissing Reddit, my favorite website.
What if somebody makes a subreddit of Zoetrope and then...
A place that, as you say, we may very well end up having a community on. We really opened this up on a weird foot.
On a weird foot, yes.
I don't know. Speaking of feet, how many feet do you have?
I have 7. I have 7 feet. Because my
7
height
feet.
plus my 2 feet. That's what it is.
Fair enough. I was just assuming you had like 6 other like footless people walking around.
No, it's like 7.9 feet.
Well, I mean, if you're going to include like body dimensions, you can get a lot more feet. Like, did you know that like if you took your intestines and like laid them out and like flattened them all out, you would die?
No, I thought you could survive. You know, like how you could survive without certain parts of your body. Like, do you need your liver? No, you don't need your liver.
You technically don't need your liver.
No, you can throw it out. You don't need it. You can sell it to
Actually,
to
what's really
science.
interesting is you do need some of your liver, but you don't need all of your liver. And the liver is one of the very few organs that actually grows back.
Right.
People do this. You could donate or, I guess, sell if you are entrepreneurial about it.
Yeah.
You could donate or sell part of your liver.
Startliver.co
like, grow back.
today. Sign up at
Buyaliver.co, yeah. It's an amazing new get-rich-quick scheme. You could just sell parts of your liver online.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, do you know how many services there are online these days? There's probably an app for it.
You could start an app that was like liver, but without the E. So it was just LIVR. And you could swipe through different profiles and be like, ooh, this guy's got a blood type that matches mine. Oh no, he's a heavy drinker. You know, you could just swipe through people's profiles. It's like, oh, look at this guy. He's like B positive, 26-year-old, no drinking, exercises regularly. Wow, he's only got a body fat percentage of 9%. What a healthy liver.
Yeah, swipe right, you know?
Gonna swipe right on a chunk of that liver.
I mean, hey, there's a ton of things that are available. And so, like, li.vr.
That's an open domain?
I don't know, maybe, but
Okay, we need to copyright this really fast. This is a brilliant idea, and someone is gonna steal this.
Oh, no, yeah.
Now that we've broadcast it to literally several people.
Yeah, like a whole 2 people, man. Oh, man, they don't have .vr yet. I'm sure they probably will because of, you know, virtual reality.
Can you, like, make?
No, you can't. You cannot actually make extensions. They are made by the WW something organization.
Can we send them a petition? Petitions always work.
I don't know if you can actually, if you want a certain domain. Because Google, they have .gl. So basically, Matthew, we need to get as popular as Google to sway the domain overlords to our will.
That shouldn't be that hard. We just need a couple of $1 billion. We're currently making $0 off of this. So to get to, let's call it 4 billion, we just need to make, give me a sec, let me grab a piece of paper. Where's my calculator? So to go from 0 to 4 billion, we need...
You're really mathing hard though,
carry
right
the
now.
6. For adjacent and hypotenuse, you would be cosine. So, okay, so I think we just need, by my calculations, if I'm not off, you know, give or take, I think 4%, we just need $4 billion, which I think is totally attainable. So we'll meet again this time next week, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah. I typed in ZT into Google. The first one was ZT knives. So I guess there's a service just for knives. You, as a connoisseur of sharp objects, would like this, I think.
I'm checking this out.
All right.
Also, the more you say ZT, the more I think about ziti, which is a type of pasta.
Oh, ziti. I don't think I've ever had that.
Seriously? It's like a pasta.
I don't know. Maybe if you have a picture. Like, how do you spell it?
Z-I-T-I. Ziti. ziti.
I might have had this. Yeah, actually, no, I guess it is just pasta, isn't it?
What do you mean just pasta?
I mean, it's just
now
like
you've gone and done it.
Yeah, sorry for triggering you, but it's like the cylinders.
It's like a penne, but bigger. The penne, it's a small pasta. The ziti, it's a much bigger pasta. It's a much longer and round. Now I am definitely getting in trouble for that one.
You know how Google has like their sidebars now? Like sometimes when you type in something like specific that it like recognizes. So it's like ZD, pasta variety, category, tubular pasta.
Yeah, there's lots of them. So like there's a huge amount of variety in pasta and people are really specific. Like hardcore Italians are like really specific. There's different sizes and weights of pasta and different shapes. Like you're supposed to match your sauce to your shape or your shape to your sauce. So like for really thick sauces, you're supposed to have kind of like bigger and cup-shaped sauces or noodles. So there's a very specific way that you're supposed to do it. And then, like if you use the wrong noodle for the wrong sauce, then you're just an idiot. But like there are some people who are very, very specific about what noodle, what sauce.
Yeah, and the related search terms, like, those between ziti and penne noodles.
They're not the same!
Well, yeah, but they're very similar tubular pastas.
They're not the same. Okay, I have to stop that. For the record, I have a lot of Italian heritage, so it's not racist. We're on a great roll so far because I've managed to annoy both Reddit users and Italians.
So penne has ridges that are like embedded into the pasta, and ziti is just smooth. There are no ridges, so that's the difference. There's a whole spectrum of different kinds of pasta. What is this, macaroni? Does macaroni count?
Macaroni is a type of noodle.
Yeah, I guess these are just noodles.
Pasta is a distinction of noodle.
It's like a subsection.
Yeah, there's noodles, which is a huge, broad category, and pasta is one type of noodle. And then within pasta, there's other kinds of noodles. I wonder what the actual... You know what? I don't know if I care enough to actually Google what the exact definition of a noodle is. That seems overly pedantic, and it would be a ridiculous waste of time to squabble over such minor pedantics. Noodle.
What if it's like that guy that was like, there's no such thing as a fish, you know? Like,
there's no such thing as noodles.
Yeah, it's an arbitrary distinction of whatever.
Yeah, so noodle is just dough that is stretched.
Dough that's stretched. So pizza
unleavened
is...
dough that is stretched and then cooked. No, it's unleavened. Although I think pizza may also be unleavened.
So does that mean that pizza is both a vegetable and... noodles?
I don't think pizza is a noodle. I don't know. Wikipedia just says noodles are a staple food made of stretched unleavened dough. Which, if pizza doesn't have yeast in it, then it might technically be a noodle.
Some food expert, some Redditor, you gotta get on this.
I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's BuzzFeed headline. Pizza, technically a noodle.
In the popular podcast, that would...
You heard it here first, folks. Pizza is technically a noodle.
Dude, I'll never eat pizza the same way.
Yeah, now you need to eat it out of a bowl, like a spoon. Well, it's actually quite difficult to eat noodles.
Yeah, spoon, fork. Fork is the optimal solution.
Yeah, you need one of those electric motorized forks that like spins. It's got a little motor in it, so you push a button and the fork spins, so you can do the spaghetti twirl.
I don't think I've ever had motorized utensils ever.
Motorized cutlery is the way of the future, man. It's the way of the future.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, probably. I guess it's just more expensive to have that kind of mechanical stuff in it.
No, it's the future, though, man. It's the future. I used to have this mug that was, like, it had a button on it, right?
Right.
And, like, you would make either hot chocolate or, like, chocolate milk, like, out of the powder, right? In the mug. It had a button, and there was a little motor inside, and it would stir. Like, it would automatically stir the liquid inside.
That's pretty cool.
It worked for about 7 minutes, and then it broke. Not that the batteries ran out. Like, it just broke.
It just, like, flat out
and was
malfunction.
Irreparable. So yeah, you know, motorized cutlery is the way of the future.
Yeah, no kinks to be worked out. Definitely not. It's all functional right out of the box.
It's a growth industry. Invest now. This is not funny or tacky, but it's just cool. They have self-stabilizing gyro cutlery for people who have like Parkinson's or like other neurological disorders where they don't have like good fine motion control. Mm-hmm. So they actually have like spoons and forks that are self-stabilizing with like gyroscopes, like a steady cam. So it like stays in the correct orientation even if like the arm is like spasming around it. Like it stays flat and it doesn't spill. So you can like eat normally even if you have like severe muscle spasms and don't have good clean muscle control. It's really interesting.
Whoa, yeah.
So, in one way, mechanized cutlery actually is the future.
That stuff is quite interesting. Just like how technology is helping people that have certain motor neural diseases.
Yeah, the future is now. It's incredible. I keep getting so excited whenever I see like developments in prosthetics, like all the stuff they're doing with muscle neuron control, where you can actually, if you have an amputation, you can use whatever neurons are left in the amputated limb to like control like a prosthetic, and they're getting like really, really good now.
There was like those people that can control like a robotic hand with their minds.
Yeah, like we're just a few years away from full on Star Wars.